Hey everyone, we have the Quinn matchup in front of us, and I just want to talk a little bit about a recent strategy that um, I've theory crafted recently, and that theory craft was Heartsteel. Now, I have said Heartsteel is terrible in the past for multiple reasons. One, because Heartsteel is incentivized to be built very early into the game, so you can stack it up as much as possible. Coincides with Cassante's um, it contradicts Cassante's game plan to grab resistances early in the game, which is rough because as you can see on his Q, the cooldown and cast time is reduced by bonus armor and magic resist. If you go Heartsteel first, your Q is gonna feel slow the entire game, which is gonna significantly slow down your ability to trade and farm and literally do anything. So going Heartsteel was just a no-go. Um, but I managed to work my way around this, and the way I did that is um, just missed my W. I probably could have flash W'd, or just released my W earlier, that's on me. Um, so I did actually work my way around this, and I have learned, I've spammed it over the last couple days, and honestly I've been getting like pretty good results from it. The thing I want to cover about Heartsteel is that it's very good for... It's really good as a neutral tank item. Sorry, I keep stalling. And the reason it's really good as a tank item is because your E, it scales with HP, so you're just able to tank massive amounts of damage with your E shields when you go Heartsteel. It's also neutral in the sense that you don't have to build armor or magic resist. You kind of just build according to your lane opponent. Like for example, here I'm against Quinn, so I can just go like Warden's Mail and then Gauntlet or Deadman's Blade or whatever. And then I can go into Heartsteel second. And I don't have to worry about building magic resist against Silas or Cassidon. Heartsteel makes me both tanky against Quinn, and it also prevents me from just dying against the Silas Cassidon. Because what ends up happening is I feel pressured to buy a magic resist item second, because, oh, they have Silas, they have Cassidon, they have Sona, and if they roam top lane and I am sitting on 200 armor and only like 35 magic resist and I don't have a whole lot of health items, well, my health bar is just gone. So Heartsteel is really, really nice as a just neutral tank item for when the enemy team has lots of mixed damage. It's also really good against opponents who tend to go cleaver or bloodletters or just people who will shred your resistances. This is the whole this is how I actually got to theory crafting Heartsteel. Is I got sick and tired of getting countered by cleaver, getting countered by bloodletters, and I really didn't like having to build more resists when the enemy team already ignored so much of it. So I was like, how can I get tankier without going more resistances? And the usual answer is either health, or you get some sort of healing, or you get a lot of shielding. Because that's how you counter true damage and people who have like 70% pen. This Quinn's not playing as aggressive as I thought she would, honestly, but yeah, anyway, against people who have lots of armor shred, and like if they have a cleaver, and then the enemy ADC has an LDR, if you have your resistances shredded by cleaver, and then the ADC with LDR starts hitting you, your health bar's gone, right? Like, it's completely out the window. So, I had enough of it. I was like, okay, how do I counter this? Because going more armor when the enemy team already ignores most of it is just... It's cruel, right? It's just not getting any value. But when I go Heartsteel, my E-shields become a lot bigger, I have more damage, I have more flexibility in my build, and it just feels a lot nicer overall. I also changed up my runes as well, and Triumph scales with health. It gives you percentage healing based on your health, So that's what I'm testing out, is just more, is just things that scale well with health is what I want to build, because Heartsteel gives me a lot of health, right? So anything that scales with health, for example, like Panic, or just the Unending Despair also scales with health. It's really nice. Oh my god, that's really sad. I should have been able to follow up on that. Would have been a kill too, or at least it would have half health her. Let me kill this guy really quick. Honestly, this guy's no flash. I don't know why I haven't done it already. You are not recalling. Yeah, this guy doesn't have E, he doesn't have flash. Oh god. Anyway, that was a that was a really fucking dumb combo. I don't know why I flashed. You know what, my Q3 like timed out right as I flashed. You know, I played that absolutely horrifically, but she didn't have flash or any tools to escape my combo, so it worked out anyway. Anyway, back onto the Heartsteel theory. The theory is, if the enemy team just has a ton of armor shred or just true damage, and this Heartsteel build is really, really nice because you end up getting like 600, 700, 800 HP shields, and it's just so incredibly strong to have. Like, it's so nice. I think I'm gonna go green plate here. I'm gonna go Deadman's first this game, just so I can match the Quinn's roam. I don't think I'm gonna be... I think Silas, Cassidon I can auto-attack, but I don't really like Gauntlet here, just because I'm not really gonna be able to snowball off the Quinn with Gauntlet. I'm gonna be one-shotting her with Aftershock anyway, so what do I need Gauntlet for? I think Deadman's against the slows they have is gonna get me a little bit more value this game. So what I found that Heartsteel is the best into, it's really nice as a second item. So usually I grab Gauntlet or Deadman's first, and then I'll go into Heartsteel second. And you can see the value of Heartsteel second this game is, I'm laning against Quinn, so I'm stacking armor, which is self-explanatory. But when I get to my second item, like let's say Cassidon is like 3-0, right? I feel like I need to buy magic resist, and I don't want to buy magic resist because I'm still laning against a Quinn. Feels really, really poop to buy magic resist against someone who deals attack damage to you. So Heartsteel second kind of covers that area of weakness, and I'm still getting tankier against Quinn. So it's just really, really nice. The only times I find Heartsteel not to work is if enemy team has way too many ranged champions, it's hard to stack, and it's just generally not a good not an easy way to stack Heartsteel, because you kind of need the enemy team to have melee champions, otherwise you can't really get stacks, because Cassante is kind of countered by ranged champions, especially with mobility. So this Quinn is not having a good time. He's gonna have to resort to roaming soon. So basically, where was I? Yeah, I just really like this build into true damage. Enemy teams that do a lot of true damage. And honestly, I find it to actually be just a little bit stronger than the like standard build. Just because I'm sacrificing a few things in the process, that's why I think it's stronger. This Heartsteel build makes me a beast in team fights, but it's not really for like chasing down, because most builds involve Gauntlet, but I don't really go Gauntlet as often unless I know I'm able to snowball. And since I know I'm already beating Quinn anyway, having Gauntlet here doesn't really change anything for me. I got my Deadman soon here. Oh, that's Rock Ult actually really helps right then. I wonder if I just walk up to this guy. No. I don't have the mana right now to engage onto him. Alright, we got enough gold for Deadman's, and now we're just gonna go Heartsteel second. Okay, nah. I don't have Demolish. I'm just gonna reset my item. He's gonna come back with his ult, and I'm gonna be off tempo, so I need to recall now. So yeah, typically, I did actually make a notepad of when I think it's when I think it's good. Let me see if I can find where I kept it. Ah, yes. Alright, so I'll quickly show it. You can pause on the screen to read it out, because I gotta get back to the game. The idea is you prioritize getting a nice chunk of resistances first, which is what I'm doing, and then you go into Heartsteel. After you get Heartsteel, you become a teamfight demon, because not only do you do a ton of damage, but you're super tanky, and then you have to remember your E-shield also gets applied onto your allies, which basically gives them a literal Shen ult. Like, it's just insane. So that's why I really like Heartsteel. Is it gives me that breathing room of like neutrality in tank items, because I don't, what the fuck, yo, this guy is, this Quinn, it's not Quinn's day, this guy's getting one shot. Okay, I just zoned him off, but I'm tired. I don't even think I need an ult, this guy's just dead. This guy is not really good, but you know what, it's not really a gameplay video, it's more of a theory video today. Oh my gosh, I'm whipping everything. Let's see if I can get him forward. Perfect. Oh my god, I'm missing everything. Okay. Yeah, it is certainly not a gameplay video. Holy fuck. I might be dead. Oh, I'm certainly dead. Not the fast Sona. Jeez, please. Okay, we're just gonna ignore the fact I just whiffed everything on that Silas. That was, I think I was lagging or something. Anyway. We can, like, start to build into Heartsteel now, and yeah, once I get Heartsteel, I'm just gonna be, like, super tanky. I can go, like, Jacques Show here. My idea for boots is, like, if the enemy team doesn't have too many auto attackers or not a whole lot of CC, I tend to go Ionians, because something I've noticed with the Heartsteel build is you get a lot of value out of your E-shields, right? So you want to spam your E as much as possible, but these tank items don't really necessarily have a whole lot of ability haste, which is why you see me running Precision for the Legend haste, and then Triumph gives me really nice healing based off my percentage HP, which goes hand in hand with the massive amount of heal, or massive amount of health I get from Heartsteel. Yeah, even though we're not exactly 120 to 120, I've also been going conditioning recently, which gives me that extra little push I need for the resist cutoff. And just roamed bot and got a triple kill. It's okay, I will take this tower. So yeah, I just wanted to like explain you guys the theory. It has been working like really well, honestly. My team fighting is insane. I find it actually to be the best mid lane, but I actually haven't been queuing mid lane too much recently, so maybe I gotta get back into that. I'm actually gonna go mid here, get this mid tower. I know I'm gonna get that top tier too, but move mid. Move mid, get some pressure for dragon. Kind of a top gap right now, because I'm getting a shit ton of gold while Quinn is roaming. I'm actually like close to double Quinn CS. I'm very strong, and once I get Heartsteel, I'm gonna be even stronger. Oh yeah, you're dead. Oh, now I whip. I got a Soraka, perfect. Oh yeah, you're dead too now. Thank you, Soraka. Alright, I'm rich, I'm getting Heartsteel, and I'm getting Ionians. The reason I'm getting Ionians this game is because we won feats, which just makes automatically Ionians the best boot upgrade, because it doesn't come close. Ionians with the feats is just the best. There's just no argument about it. Swifties is also nice, but what I find is getting upgraded Swifties on Cassante doesn't really do you anything because you don't need Adaptive Force. So just upgraded Ionians just feels the best, and also just makes up for the haste that I'm missing. That kind of just lets me spam E more. God, I just one combo that since Quinn. I died, but like you can see, like my damage is really high. Like I wasn't even in ult form there. I killed her in like one rotation of abilities, and if yeah, once I start ability haste maxing, I'm gonna be in a really good spot. I still haven't maxed out my Q. This is why I really like conditioning. I was against a Quinn, so I kind of did want to go second wind. After the second wind nerfs, I find it to be kind of not amazing. And now I just go Jaksho third, or I can go Kanik third. I think Kanik third is maybe a little bit better, and then I'll go Jaksho unending or something like that. Actually, I don't know if I want an ending this game just because they have a lot of ranged champions and they already have anti-heal, so I'm just gonna focus on the E shields primarily. But unending is a really nice item paired with Heartsteel because unending does scale off of health. Kanik and unending both scale off of health. And you have to remember this item is giving me like a complete health steroid, which just makes me super, super strong. But yeah, like my damage is super high, and at this point, like I'm trying to get stacks, clang. Every time I get a stack, you have to say I just say clang. It's just dopamine. I think I might actually be getting collapsed on. Yeah, this casting hurts. This casting kind of hurts. I do not have magic resist, as you can see. I got a little bit aggressive. If I had more magic resist, I think I would be able to outplay that. I also got ignited. Unfortunate. Yeah, another thing about Heartsteel that I really like is that Cassante typically struggles with scaling into the late game because he kind of falls off once the enemy team gets like Cleaver, LDR, Bloodletters, Void Staff. Cassante finds difficulty. It's difficult to find a spot in a team fight because he just gets shredded, everyone has the full build, and he kind of just gets outranged, and it's hard to hit shit on people. So Cassante doesn't really do too well after 30 minutes, after 35 minutes. Well, what this build lets you do is basically say, screw that, I'm going to be super strong anyway because I have infinitely scaling health. And since I have infinitely scaling health, my E shields are going to be insanely high. I am mistiming my Q like awfully. I can just start it, they're all up there. I just need to go help. Oh boy. That is a low HP Soraka. That's kind of a weird spot to be in. Rexa is trying to do Otacon. We have Silas pushing top with a Herald. This is not a great spot to be in. I won't lie. You know what, we're just gonna drop top wave and we're gonna go fight Otacon because my team is fucking sending it. What are you missing ping me for? This is like the worst call ever, but I'm not saying anything. Playing. I didn't time the auto properly, I didn't get the Heartsteel proc, but it's fine. We're very strong. We might have dropped a few towers top, but it's fine. I think, yeah, we got off the con, we're okay. Yeah, we're just gonna go Kanik now, because really the only way I die is from the Cassian or the Silas. So Another thing I've realized is a lot of people kind of ask me, what do you build on Cassante? What's the best build on Cassante? And the quick answer is, um, if your opponent is AD, you just go Gauntlet, Jockshow, Kanek, and if your opponent is AP, you go Kanek, Jockshow, or Kanek, Gauntlet, Jockshow. Either iteration of those 3 items is just good. Typically in lower elos, Gauntlet is gonna be what you want to build. Oh my gosh, look at that damage. I'm dead anyway, but like, look at that damage. I'm gonna try and stack my Heartsteel as much as I can. Yeah, I got 2 stacks, good enough. I might have zoned out and started hitting the bomb tower while sitting on 2k. Sue me. But one thing I really like is, what was I saying? I think what I was saying was, yeah. Short answer for best Cassante build is this item, this item, this item. These 3 items are very, very good on Cassante. And pretty much you don't really need to think about, what do I build, what do I do, when those 3 items exist. You just build for whatever you're taking damage from most of the time. That was a terrible W. It's fine. My team is kind of gaming. That Sona is on the run. Let's maybe go help our Ahri. Yeah, maybe we should have helped Ahri. What? And my team is never happy with my decision making, man. I'm always making the incorrect decision. They are constantly gonna call out missing ping, missing ping. You know what? Whatever, man. So what if I screwed up? Ahri's Chungus Among Us live comment has me cracking up. Oh, I wasn't even see what they were typing. Funny. Anyway, that's a short answer. These 3, where am I? These 3 items, really, really good on Cassante. And honestly, recently I've been liking Unending Despair too. I said in my item tier list video that Unending kind of sucks. But I think they hotfixed something recently to make it drain health properly on shields. So if your opponent gets a shield and you drain them, I think before it didn't give you health, but now it does. And Makro, one of my good tank friends, Orn main, he said, Atreus, Unending is pretty good now. And I was like, there's no way. Because he also didn't really like Unending because it was just not a great item. But he was telling me it's a good item now, so I was like, alright, I'll try it. I tried it, and it was actually pretty good. And especially since Unending scales with HP, I found it to not actually be too bad. Come back and give me this Heartsteel stack, bro. Give me this Heartsteel stack. There we go. Oh shit, I'm dead. Oh, maybe I'm not. Yo, these shields on Ahri is crazy. Yep, Ahri just fucking ran all over them. Look at that, it's a Shen ult. My E shield is just massive. Well played. Yeah, I'm like mega zoned out this game. It is not a gameplay video, it's more of just a theory video. Just wanted to explain to you guys like itemization and shit. Anyway. Long answer for what do I build on Cassante is, if you go back to where the notepad is, pretty much you just want to get 120 resists as fast as you can. That's like that is your goal on Cassante, is to just get 120 resists as fast as you can. I don't care what resistances those are. It can be for your lane opponent, it can be magic resist, it can be armor, I do not care, just get 120 resists. Because 120 is the cap for your Q, and you really, really don't want to be sitting under 60. I would say 60 is like the minimum resists you want to be build before you get a health item like Heartsteel. But even then, like 60 is still like really slow. I aim for 80 to 120. Typically when I go Typically, I like two components first. So like if I'm going Deadman's, I get 2 Chain Vests, Deadman's. Deadman's plus Chain Vest is 95 armor, and then conditioning will usually bring that to like 110, 100 something, which is good. If you're above 100, you're in a good spot. You don't always need to get 120, but it's nice. Just get a good chunk of resistances, typically around 80 to 120, and then you're in a good spot. So that's the first step. That's your first priority as a Cassante main. Look at that damage, bro. I just half health them. That's your priority as a Cassante main. Secondary, after that, you want to get a first item. I recently been liking Deadman's first just because it helps me impact the game more, but typically I find in lower elos you're just best off going Gauntlet. It's like your best item playing. Sorry, I just really like these Heartsteel Pro. Ooh, another Heartsteel Pro. Yeah, this is the problem though, I kind of end up inting for it. Oh my god. I ripped everything again. You know, they're ignoring my entire team splitting bot. The Lucian ran, he knew, man, he knew. What was I yapping about? What I was yapping about was Cassante build pretty much doesn't matter what you build as long as you get 80 to 120 resistance first, and then you get an item that helps you stay on people, which is typically either Deadman's or Gauntlet. Gauntlet is usually the best case in lower elos, but you don't see me build Gauntlet as much just because I find it's hard to get value out of the item into a ranged oriented team composition because they space away from me and it's hard to actually properly auto attack someone. So yeah, that's why I don't go Gauntlet. And then after that, you kind of just build as to like whatever the enemy team is good at doing. So if the enemy team is like 3 AP, 280, then you just grab Panic. Like, it's very straightforward itemization. I feel like if you look at my OPGG half the time, like I don't even know what I'm building, but I just go into the game like, okay, this is what I need to go, and it makes sense because the enemy team has lots of crit. So like this game, Randuin's is a good armor item because these two have crit in their build. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed my yap session about my Heartsteel theory. I'll probably be posting like a more serious video later that will like showcase it being like really good, but I like, if you look at my match history, I've been having like really good success with it. This was kind of just I just wanted to hit record and like explain you guys the theory, but yeah, hope you enjoyed the video. I'll probably leave timestamps so you don't have to listen to my ass. Yeah. Alright, catch you guys later.